Hey, you can get rich in 10 minutes if you listen to Mark Cuban, the famous Shark Tank investor. I'm going to go through what he said at the Global Economic Conference. I think it's spectacularly interesting. Now, for those of you that are listening to this that haven't started your own business, hang in there. At the end of this, I'll give you a startup list of how to start your own business and to use the principles that Mark Cuban talked about at the Global Economic Conference 2025. This just came out. You'll see a little clip of him that we have talking about how great it is right now in history to start your own business.
And if I wanted to learn something about healthcare or pharmacy or the companies, I would go through and do like everybody else. I would Google all the names, I would Google all the companies, then I'd go through the links and try to determine what the best sources are. Now it's just like, okay, ChatGPT, tell me about the insulin industry. Who are the largest players globally? What are the challenges? And in 3 minutes, it'll have a 10-page report that would have taken me days, if not, weeks to really put together fully. And having that available to you allows entrepreneurs to extend their skill set in ways you never could before. And so, you can even ask it new questions about your business. Like if you're not bouncing ideas off of ChatGPT or Gemini, you're falling behind. So
in my third book, 5 Pathways to Wealth, one of the pathways is being an entrepreneur. And so this particular conference is about people who want to start a business, and you get information from some of the greatest people in business in the United States. Mark Cuban, if you don't know, if you haven't ever watched Shark Tank, tremendous entrepreneur. He's the former owner of sports teams. He's very active. He has like 25 businesses right now. He's working on a business for discount pharmaceuticals. But here's his advice. Today, right now, 2025 is the best possible time, he says, there's no better time to start a business in U.S. history. Number 2, he says in 10 minutes, you can find out if your idea is good, whether you can go forward and make a fortune, and you can launch that career if you have the guts to follow the advice and the evidence that you'll get from ChatGPT and Gemini. Now, here's what he says, which is really important. Mark Cuban says using ChatGPT and Gemini is like you have an own board of directors and mentors, right, sitting around your kitchen table. You can ask them the questions that you would normally ask to your professors, to your mentors, to all the people in your network. And you can say, is this a good idea? What's the big addressable market? How much money can I make doing this? Who are the other competitors? Is there anyone else that's patented this idea? You can get all that done in 10 minutes, and then all it takes from you is the guts to go forward and do it. And you'll hear this in the little clip from Mark Cuban, where he said,
well, 99% of the people, when they get to that point, they just stop. Entrepreneurs take that little step. They say, okay, I got the feeling, I'm going for it. And it may be hard, but I'm ready to go for it.
99.9% of the people will get all that information. They'll see the vision. They'll know that they can do it, but they won't take the step. So I've helped a number of people become multimillionaires in my career, and I'm super happy to do it. And I know they're all really great friends of mine, and they're very affluent, and I met them along the way. I've mentored many, many people in the last 50 years, and many of them are multimillionaires. And I will tell you, we are happy to help you achieve your goal and become very affluent as well. But you need to have the guts to take the opportunity when opportunity knocks at your door. So you need to follow the rules of Mark Cuban. He says anybody that's young can do it. And I like his quote about that. He says young, he means under 80 years old. You can use AI. You can make AI your partner in business. Right away, it's almost free. For a couple of dollars a month, you can sign up and get ChatGPT or Gemini and have them answer every single question that you have about starting in business. Now, entrepreneurship is the number one way that people get into the 1% of 1% wealthy in America. All of the upper income classes, not the middle class, not the upper class, but the 1% of the 1%, a super high percentage of them are people who own their own businesses. And they start off just like you do, or just like I did. And it could be with one person or two people and a great idea. So the number one thing to do in business is to start. Do the research with ChatGPT, with AI. Now, in this day and age, find out that your idea is viable, that it's an addressable market, and then go for it. The number one thing you need to do is start. Now, I will tell you that there are a couple of things about starting a business that you need to know. First and foremost, right? If you need to start a business with a lot of capital, you should eliminate that if you don't have the money. There's many, many businesses you can start without having any capital. Number two, you can start a business in this day and age. You don't need to spend a lot of money on lawyers to get incorporated and all in the beginning. You can be a sole proprietorship. It's literally free. You don't need to spend a lot of money to be in business. You also don't need to spend a lot of money in inventory. So the third thing is you don't need to go into a retail store business like a brick and mortar store where you have rent and you have stockpiles of inventory. Forget all that. That's all ancient history. It's all retro. You can start a business today using AI and using Shopify. You can have literally a Walmart-sized store where you don't store a thing. Everything that people buy from you online is drop shipped to them from a warehouse somewhere in China. So you can do these things, whether it's in retail, whether it's consulting, whether if you have a great invention. And as Mark Cuban says, in 10 minutes, you can be in business to make your next super success and become super affluent. So ChatGPT, these are the two he recommends, and Gemini are the places to check out whether you have a great business idea, whether anyone else is doing it, and whether you can actually execute that great business idea to achieve your wealth goals. So in order to find out more and to get a free copy of my upcoming book on 5 pathways to wealth, just reach out, give us a little comment, subscribe to this channel. If you have anybody else who feels like they want to start in business and grow some wealth, by all means, share this with them. We're going to have more videos on the 5 pathways to wealth that you can use to get you from here to where you want to be. Because having a plan to achieve wealth is just part of the art of being smart.